Now we can see about the income elasticity of demand. It shows the proportionate change in demand with respect to proportionate change in income. It means it explains how much change in the income and it leads to how much change in demand. Proportionate change in demand divided by proportionate change in income. There are five types of income elasticity of demand: perfectly elastic income demand, perfectly inelastic income demand, relatively elastic income demand, relatively inelastic income demand, and unitary elastic income demand. Perfectly elastic income demand: when the income is constant, if there is a change in the demand, it is said to be perfectly elastic income demand. It means the demand may be increase or decrease without change in income. Here the value of Ey is infinity. The demand curve in this case parallel to OX axis. Perfectly inelastic demand: when the income is changed, if there is no change in the demand, it is said to be perfectly inelastic income demand. It means the income may be increase or decrease, but the demand is constant. Here the value of the Ey is 0. The demand curve in this case parallel to OY axis. Relatively elastic income demand: if the proportionate change in the demand is more than proportionate change in income, it is said to be relatively elastic demand. It means a little change in the income leads to a more change in demand. Here the value of Ey is greater than 1. The demand curve in this case slopes downwards from left to right. Relatively inelastic income demand: if the proportionate change in the demand is less than the proportionate change in income, it is said to be relatively inelastic demand. It means a more change in the income leads to a less change in demand. Here the value of Ey is less than 1. The demand curve in this curve slope downwards from left to right. Unitary elastic income demand: if the proportionate change in the demand is equal to proportionate change in income, it is said to be unitary elastic demand. It means the change in the income and changes in demand are same. Here the value of Ey is 1. The demand curve in this case also upward from left to right. Cross elasticity of demand: it shows proportionate change in the demand for one commodity and the proportionate change in the price of other commodity. It means it explains how much change in the price of one commodity and it leads to how much change in demand for another commodity. Proportionate change in demand for goods X divided by proportionate change in price of goods Y. There are many methods of measurement of elasticity of demand: percentage method, total outlay method, point method, arc method. Percentage method: in this method, to measure the elasticity of demand, firstly we should find out the changes in demand and change in price in percentages. The formula is proportionate change in demand divided by proportionate change in price. Total outlay method: in this method, on the basis of relationship between price and total expenditure, elasticity can be decided. Point method: in this method, the elasticity of demand can be measured at a particular point at the demand curve. The next last one is arc method. In this method, if there are small changes in demand and prices, it is not possible to measure the elasticity of demand by the point method. So the arc method is introduced. In this method, the formula is used such as change in demand divided by first demand plus second demand divided by change in price divided by first demand and second demand.